Three candidates are vying to be mayor of Salinas. They are Chris Barrera, Dennis Donahue, and Ernesto Gonzalez. We begin with Chris Barrera, who is making his second run for mayor, having lost to Kimberly Craig 4 years ago.
I want to become the mayor to bring everybody together. You know, I believe I'm a consensus builder. I'm a leader, proven results, and I want to take it up to the mayor's office.
If elected, Barrera wants more recreation opportunities for youngsters and seniors.
You would be amazed on how many doors I knock, and I always ask them what they want. What do you want in Salinas? I want a pickleball tournament. And I'm like, what's pickleball? So I looked it up, and I have seniors challenging me to a pickleball game. I'm like, I'm game.
Barrera also wants to tackle the city's homeless problem by forming a homeless committee, increase affordable housing options, improve the city's permit process, and hold regular town hall meetings to hear the concerns of residents.
Public safety is a big one. We need to make sure our officers are supported, well-trained, and want to work here. Right now we're down on officers. My job is to increase the officers so the residents all feel safe.
Barrera is a supporter of the existing council, the same council Mayor Kimberly Craig and former Councilman Steve McShane described as divisive and dysfunctional.
In my opinion, it's not dysfunctional at all. They're just trying to make Salinas better. And some people may not like that. I think the majority of people appreciate that.
Dennis Donahue is a former 3-term mayor looking to make a comeback.
The reality is we're going to have a new mayor. So I would certainly suggest somebody who's experienced and who's been there can contribute to moving the city forward, and that's important.
Donahue says a key priority will be to increase the city's tax base through economic development.
And the reason that's important is if you have resources, then you can begin to go to work on expanding your ability to deal with things like public safety, infrastructure, and all the needs and expectations the community has.
The former mayor says he's committed to fully funding the police department, which is currently down roughly 30 officers.
And you anecdotally hear, though people say this is basically accurate, you know, at any given time there are more people on a shift at Chick-fil-A than there are patrolling the streets of Salinas. That's a basis of concern.
Donahue was mayor when the city annexed the future growth area north of Salinas that will see the construction of thousands of new homes, and he led the effort to upgrade Cesar Chavez Library. But under his watch, the city invested $500,000 to bring an electric car maker to Salinas. The company never got off the ground and ended up filing for bankruptcy. Donahue followed that by bringing Ag Tech Innovation, which brought together the Salinas Valley and Silicon Valley.
We're on the map where you stop in terms of ag technology and specialty crops. So I think that's important because, as I said earlier, you know, we grow vegetables, but it also gives us an opportunity to grow jobs, grow wages.
Ernesto Gonzalez is making his second run at the mayor's seat, having come in third behind Kimberly Craig and Chris Barrera 4 years ago. Gonzalez admits his chances don't look any better today.
See, I may not win, but you never know. It's just about, to me, it's about the message. I believe my message is different. And if it were put out there, I think that people would look at it a little bit different.
Gonzalez says his key message is the campaign process. He wants campaign finance reform, smaller campaign signs, and term limits.
You know, a lot of times people talk about council members that have been there forever and they really haven't done much. And so I think we need to implement term limits, whether that's 12 years or whatever that is.
Gonzalez also wants to address climate change by planting more trees and getting the city to go green with its vehicle fleet.
I don't like to overpromise to people because what happens is that then again they'll say, see, same old, same old. This politician came and promised us things and he or she said they were going to do this and nothing really got accomplished.
Gonzalez is also a former councilman but resigned halfway through his term. He spent his career as an educator and principal.
Hopefully, they'll remember how I worked with everyone and how I respected them, no matter who it was, with a smile and a good morning or whatever, and that those individuals will continue voting for me.
Chris Barrera, Dennis Donahue, and Ernesto Gonzalez, all vying for your vote to become Salinas' next mayor. In Salinas, Felix Cortez, KSBW, Action News 8.